Hey guys, welcome back to the Life of a Doctor's Wife. Today's episode is a little bit different because it's something that has been on my heart a lot lately, especially as we are entering a brand new chapter of life. If you've been following along, you know we recently moved, we're starting over in a new place, and we're stepping into this next season here in residency. And with that comes so many exciting things, but also a lot of unknowns. New routines, new friendships, new community, a toddler, a marriage, a demanding career, and figuring out who you are in the middle of all of it. I wanted to talk today about making friends in a new place, but also something I think a lot of moms, especially moms in medicine, can relate to. How do you find your people without compromising who you are? How do you build friendships while staying true to your morals, your values, and the kind of parent you want to be? Now, before we jump in, I do want to say something, because there has been some recent conversation and speculation that some of my content is negative toward doctors, medicine, or being a physician's wife. And I just want to clarify this because that has never been my intention. I love my husband. I am incredibly proud of Dave. I respect medicine. I respect the dedication, the sacrifice, and the commitment it takes to become a physician. This podcast exists because I want to show the full picture. I think sometimes social media can create this image that being married to medicine is just this perfect life of success, money, and everything falling into place. And while there are so many incredible blessings that come with this career, there are also challenges. Just like there are in every career, every marriage, and every family. Medicine is not the villain, but it's not always sunshine and roses. There are long hours, there are missed holidays, there are stressful seasons, there are sacrifices that families make behind the scenes. There are sacrifices that families do make behind the scenes. And talking about those realities don't mean we don't appreciate medicine. It means we're allowing people to understand the whole story. Because I think the more honest we are, the more we can support each other. So now that we got that out of the way, let's get into today's episode. Moving and starting over, moving somewhere new is honestly such a strange experience. You're excited, you're grateful, you know it's going to be such a good opportunity, but at the same time, you're leaving behind the life you built. You leave the friends who know your story, the people who know your child, the people you can call when you're having the hardest day. And then suddenly you're somewhere new and you're like, okay, how do adults actually make friends? Because when you're a kid, it's easy. You just ask, do you want to play? And boom, best friends. But as an adult, it's like, so what do you do? How old are your kids? What are your opinions on television? It's just different. I honestly feel like I'm on dating apps, but like in real life. You're being watched how you parent, you watch how they parent, and then try to decide if it's a good fit. Motherhood makes friendship even more complicated because now I'm not just thinking about myself. I'm thinking about who do I want around my child, who influences my home, who shares similar values, who will encourage me when I'm exhausted, who can I be real with. And I think there is this pressure sometimes to just find friends quickly because you're lonely. And I understand that. Loneliness is real, especially when your spouse is in such a demanding career. There are days where your husband is working a long shift, your toddler is having a meltdown, and you haven't talked to another adult in hours, and you're thinking, I just need someone. But what I've learned is that not every friendship is worth keeping just because it fills a temporary lonely season. With that said, still talking to your old friends, the ones that you connected with in another state or another town, whether that's through FaceTime or even Marco Polo, Myself and a dear friend continue to Marco Polo with each other, and she's on a totally different coast. And this has allowed our children to be able to see each other and respond to one another. And with the busy life and constant time changes between us, where my kid is wide awake and has already eaten breakfast and her kid may still be sleeping, it just doesn't make sense for them to constantly sit on FaceTime with one another. So Marco Polo is a great opportunity, not only for us as the adults, but it's also great for the kids to go back and watch. Or just pick up the phone and call that college best friend, the one who has no kids maybe, but will sit there and remind you how badass you are. I had this feeling the other day because I had kept telling myself, I need to call this friend. I need to call this friend. I would constantly forget until one day I started putting away our clothes and Mia's clothes in the bedrooms. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to call her because I can talk to her while I'm doing chores around the house. And you know what? I actually got more done while I was on the phone with her than I think I get done not on the phone with her, because then I get so sidetracked or get caught up with someone else or to do a different task that honestly, talking to her, I got so much done. So even if you're there and you've got 3 loads of laundry to fold and your kids are in bed, pick up the phone and call that friend. Because for me, it was that friend who showed up at my grandma's celebration of life, that friend who doesn't expect a call, doesn't expect a text, and there is absolutely no expectation. It could be 4 months, and she still picks up my phone calls. The next time you go home, visit with that friend. Whether they have a kid or not, go grab coffee, go to a play cafe. Find your person in every season of your life and reconnect. Just because you haven't talked to them in the last few years doesn't mean you can't try to reconnect, because you also don't know what void they have in their life that you may be able to fill. Another great person to reach out to when you feel that void in your life could even be someone older than you. For me, my mom's best friend, who is a wife to a physician, I love reaching out to her because she's always there cheering us on, whether Mia's climbing the stairs or we match on match day. As much as my mom gets it and my mom tries to understand and support us, having that other motherly figure who once walked in your shoes, who's now raised 4 kids and is a badass mom herself, that's the person that you need to reach out to when you have a hard day, to celebrate the wins, but also be there with you in the hard moments. I want to take a quick break and let you guys know the best way to make some extra free cash. If you're anything like our family, you're constantly filling up the gas tank, grabbing groceries, or picking up dinner on a busy night. And with prices seeming to go up every week, I'm always looking for simple ways to save money without changing my routine. That's why I've been using the Upside app. Upside gives you cash back on everyday purchases like gas, groceries, and dining at participating locations near you. All you have to do is open the app, claim an offer, shop like you normally would, and earn cash back. You can even stack those savings on top of your existing credit card rewards and loyalty programs. As a busy wife, mom, and soon-to-be residency family, I love anything that helps stretch our budget a little further. Those small savings really do add up over time. Plus, cashing out is easy. You can transfer your earnings to your bank account, PayPal, or choose from a variety of gift cards like Amazon or Starbucks. If you'd like to try it for yourself, download the free Upside app and use my code Morgan45393. That's MORGAN 45393 when you sign up. New users can earn a referral bonus on their first qualifying purchase. Again, that's the free Upside app and use the code Morgan45393. Start earning cash back on purchases you're already making. Now let's get back to the episode. Another important thing throughout this process is not sacrificing your values. I think something I've been thinking about a lot is you can love people and still recognize that they may not be your people. Not everyone has to parent the same way. Not everyone has to have the same beliefs. Not everyone has to live the same lifestyle. But for me personally, my friendships need to align with the kind of person and mom I'm trying to become. I want friendships where we can encourage each other, where we can have differences but still have respect for one another, where I don't feel like I have to become someone else to fit in, because motherhood already changes so much of who you are. I don't want to lose myself trying to belong with someone that I'm not. In the next few episodes, I will be discussing the things I've learned the last month of residency, and then I will be sitting down with Dave to talk about the nitty-gritty of 1 month into residency from his point of view. But as we head into this next chapter, I would be lying if I said I don't have fears. Med school was hard, and residency is a whole new adjustment. Yes, there are exciting things, but there's also a new job, a new schedule, new expectations, more responsibility, learning how to balance your career and family. And I think one of my biggest fears as a mom is how do we make sure our family stays connected through all of this? Is that with weekly check-ins? Do we need to schedule family time and literally put it on the calendar? Do I need to advocate for time? How do we make sure medicine is something that supports our family, not something that consumes it? Because at the end of the day, the title doctor is incredible. And it shows so much hard work and perseverance. But before anything else, he is my husband. And he is Mia's dad. And our family does matter. I made the incredibly difficult decision of stepping away from my desk job this week. Throughout the few weeks of residency, we both realized that I needed more time. I needed to give time to Mia. I needed to give time to our family. And to add more of the home responsibilities have fallen on me. Although my job brought us some extra cash, it wasn't worth our marriage. It wasn't worth our daughter, and it wasn't worth it anymore. I'm learning that building a life takes time. A community doesn't happen overnight. A good friendship takes consistency. A good marriage takes intentionality. A good family takes work. And I think there is so much beauty in being able to say that this season is hard, but it's also so beautiful. Because both things can exist. Medicine can be amazing and challenging. Being a physician spouse can be rewarding and difficult. Motherhood can be the greatest gift and also the most exhausting thing, because life is rarely one-sided. That's a wrap for this week's episode. If you're in a season where you're starting over, moving, trying to find your people, or navigating life in medicine, I hope you know you're not alone. I think the biggest thing I want this podcast to be is a place where we can have honest conversations. Not to complain, not to tear anything down, but to remind each other that beyond every title is a real person, a real family, a real story. And as always, I'd love to hear from you. Your experiences, your stories, or even things you wish you knew. So feel free to reach out or message me. You can find me on social media at Life of a DR Wife. Thank you so much for being here and for spending this time with me. I sure don't take that lightly. Until next time, take a breath, pour yourself a nice coffee, and be kind to yourself. I'll see you in the next one.